state of spiritual life. It is not alone a book to be learned. It is a set of um, shlokas which has to be repeated over and over, and it has the capability to transform our consciousness, help us evolve into that Superman, especially these shlokas in the 11th chapter. This is a beautiful, beautiful chapter, and let us begin. Most of us know the gist of it already. Most of us have been reading the Gita, but let's try and unpack this as much as we can intellectually. And as the Guru graces, we can also feel the vibrations. So for each person, the message will be different. So Arjuna says here, it starts with Arjuna speaking. Arjuna now realizes that he's not talking to just an ordinary person out there who's his cousin and who's his best friend also. He realizes that there is something massive, colossal here standing next to me. So what does Arjuna says? Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna says, Madanugrahaya paramam Gohyamadhyatma Sangitam Yatvayoktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama. This is very easy to understand. Most of the words are similar to our colloquial languages. Mat anugrahaya paramam. Anugraha is grace. Grace. Anugraha is grace. So mat anugraha means to me you have compassion towards me. Guhyam. Guhyam again is secret. Adhyatma sangitam. Adhyatma. The fundamental consciousness, the superior consciousness. Sangitam is the knowledge which is the complete knowledge. That complete knowledge, Adhyatma Sangitam, that you have told me. Yat Tvaya. Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam. Yat Tvaya. Yat Tvayoktam, that breaks into Yat Tvaya, which you, by you, Uktam, spoken, Uvacha Te Namoha. I am Vigata Mamaha. So when you spoke this, Moho I am, my moha, my delusion, Vigata, Gata, gone. Mama, my moha is gone when I heard the 10th chapter. When I heard, because in the beginning of the 10th chapter itself, Arjuna starts realizing after the 7th, 8th, 9th chapter, look, Lord Krishna is not an ordinary soul who's telling me get up and fight. He's not only, a person who is my cousin who's older to me advising me. Here is a person, because he says, Sutre Maniganaiva. So he says, I am everything, right? So he says, I am everything. He goes on explaining his vibhutis from the 7th chapter itself. Then Arjuna starts realizing in the 10th chapter, and he asks him. So now he realizes completely. So this is our state also. So initially when we read the Gita, we are only learning perhaps intellectually what it is. But over a period of time, it becomes a soul search, a searching that happens within. And we continue to learn and continue to grow and continue to learn. So it's a never-ending journey until we reach the state of union. So we have to begin somewhere. So this is Arjuna's journey as well. He started with karma, jnana. Then he entered karma sannyasa. Then he realized when karma sannyasa works had reduced, he realized, I now have to learn dhyana. So dhyana. So then while meditating, he gets wisdom, jnana vijnana. He starts understanding, he starts dissecting creation, cosmos, he starts understanding. And then he understands what is Brahma, Akshara Brahma. Not understanding, he tries to appreciate what is Akshara Brahma. And when he tries to appreciate, Brahma, out of compassion, tells him the secret path to come back to him. It is Guhya Yoga, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. So when he is revealed the secret path, filled with a lot of bhakti and love for the Lord, he asks the Lord, He thanks the Lord and he asks, because he's given him the Jnana Deepa, show me yourself. And that is how the 10th. And now he asks for the vision of everything. In the earlier, he asks for explanation, description of his wisdom. Here it is to see the Lord. Eyes are the highest sensory organ. So when the eyes see, there is definitely proof. The Lord is saying, now Arjuna says, Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrathau vistarasho maya tvata kamalapatraksha mahatmyamapi chavyayam. So Lord says, Bhava apyayau hi bhutanam. Bhava apyayau, meaning Bhava is to become, apyaya is to disappear. So becoming and disappearing of the bhutas, definitely, of all the beings are you. You are the appearance and disappearance of the beings, Bhutana. Shruthau, I have heard. Vistarasha, completely. Vistar, say, I have heard about it in detail. Maya, by me. Tvata, from you. Kamala Patraksha, one with the beautiful eyes, lotus-like eyes. Kamala Patraksha. Mahatmyam apicha avyayam. Mahatmyam, the greatness also, avyayam, eternal. There is a fascinating explanation of Kamalapatraksha. One with beautiful large eyes, very beautifully done eyes. So apparently they say, the scriptures say that the eyes are the mirror to the soul. So if a soul has done a lot of good works from life after life, his karmas are very good, the eyes are naturally very beautifully formed. Very beautifully formed. Children with large eyes, Guruji says, are the ones who have deep spiritual seeking nature. Swami Vivekananda's eyes, for example, you see, very massive and beautiful. So the eyes are the windows to the soul, Guruji says. So that is why Kamalapatraksha, Lord's eyes are the most beautiful. Meenakshi, Divine Mother is described like that, right? So eyes show the nature of the person. Then Lord says, एवमेतद्यथा तत्त्वम् आत्मानं पुरुष परमेश्वरा द्रष्टुमिच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तमा. Evam etat. This, like this. Evam, like this. Yata tattvam. Tat here is to speak. Atta, to speak. So Lord say here, Arjuna says, whatever you have spoken by you, Atmanam Parama Ishwaraha. You yourself have explained about yourself. Now, Drishtum Ichchami, I would like to see. Drishya is to see, right? Drishtum Ichchami, Ichcha hai mera. Te Rupam, that Rupa, which has all these forms. He explained all, he said the Adityas, 12 Adityas, the 11 Rudras, the Ashwin Kumaras, all the beings, the Nagas, the Daityas, the Vasuki, the Sarpas. He said all that. No, now he wants to see that. Te Rupam, Aishwaram, which is very divine and opulent. Parama Uttamam, O divine supreme personality. I would like to see this. And Lord says, Arjuna says, Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drushtumiti prabho yogeshwarat tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. So I want you to chant along with me. When you're listening, you should chant. That's the way you learn. And also every time you chant, there's a resonance which happens in your cellular structure of the brain and the body, causing a lot of benefits to the body. Diseases disappear, mind becomes calm, anxiety goes, anger, frustration, fear disappears. So it's important we learn to chant also. Manya se, agar tum mante ho, manya se, yadi tat shakyam, if it is possible, maya drishtum iti prabhu, show it to me, O Prabhu. If I can see it, show it to me, like that he's saying. Yogeshwara, O Lord of the yoga, the Lord of all the mysteries of this universe. Tata, Then, me tvam, to me, you, darshaya atmanam avyayam. Your Atma, that is yourself, show it to me. Sri Bhagavan says, Sri Bhagavanuvacha Pashya me partharupani Shatashota sahasrasha Nana vidhani divyani Nana varna kritini cha Pashyadityan vasun rudran Ashwinau marutastatha Bahunyadrishtapurvani Pasyascharyaani bharata Ihaikastam jagatkritsnam Pashyatya sacharacharam Mama dehe gudakesha Yachanyam drashtumichasi Natu mam shakyase drashtum Anenaiva swachakshusha Divyam dadami te chakshuhu Pashya me yogamaishwaram. Now the Lord says to Arjuna, he loves Arjuna. Lord is in love with Arjuna. Lord has said that I don't especially love. But he says that since you love me, I love you the same extent or more. So as much as you go closer to the Lord also comes closer. So there's a saying in the Western scriptures that when we take one step towards the Lord will take 10 steps towards us because he has to take 10 steps. And we really can't, destroy his Maya, which is so powerful, right? Very, very powerful. The physical, astral, and the causal. Layers of dreams. So the soul first dreams of itself in the causal universe as a being separate, the divine ego. And that causal being creates a whole set of tabloids of blueprint. It pushes that dream into further manifestation as light and energy in the astral cosmos. And moving through that dream manifestation, it moves into a physical existence. So we have to remove 3 levels of veils to even reach the soul. And then the soul, realizing itself, removes the veil that it believes it's existing and then remembers it's Brahma. So there are 4 levels. It's not easy, right? So Lord has to take many steps towards us. So Bhagavan instantly helps. He says, Pashyame, look, my Partha, Rupani, all these forms. Shata Shaha, Atasahasrasha. Shata, hundreds and thousands. Sahasra is 100 and 1,000. Nana Vidhani, now different types. Divyani, very divine. Nana Varna, different colors. Akriti Nicha, and different forms. The innumerable forms of Brahma. Innumerable. It is actually, you could say, it is like blasphemy to say Lord exists in only one form. He has only one son, or is only one child, or only one prophet. The Lord is so, so indescribable. So he will eternally keep coming. He'll have creations innumerable. And earth is just a speck in this universe. So the Gita makes all the more sense today. Because we know Brahma manifests again and again as he wants. Then Lord says, Pashya Adityan. Look at the Adityas, the 12 Adityas, the shining ones. Vasus, the beings Vasus. We saw the Vasus, 8 Vasus are there. Then we have the Rudras, 11 Rudras. One of them is Shankar. Aditya, Vasu, Rudras. Then Ashwini Kumaras. They are all beings who have just come out, stemmed out of Brahma in the higher universes. They have not come through somebody's womb. Maruts, the Marutas. Tata Bahunya Adrishta Purvani, which were not seen before. Never seen, adrishta, never seen. Drishta is to see, adrishta not seen before. Purvani, Pashya, Ascharyaani, Bharata. All that is so, so surprising. See, look at me. Lord just shows himself. Then Lord says, Iha here on this world. Ekastham, right now, Ekastham, at one point. Jagat Kritsnam. I'm going to show you the entire creation. How's that? Kritsnam, Jagat, anything that moves. The entire physical, astral, causal right there in front of Arjuna. How that happens, we really don't know. Jagat Kritsnam. Pashya Adya Sacharacharam. Right now you see Adya now. See it. Look. So beautiful it might be, right? Pashya, see it. Acharam Mamadehe Gudakeshara. Chara Acharam. Moving and unmoving. Mamadehe, my body Arjuna, Gudakesha Arjuna. Yat cha anyat drishtum ichasi. Whatever you wish to see, you can see. I am showing everything. But is everything able to manifest at the same point? Yes, it is in Brahma's eyes. But Arjuna may not be able to see. Now, this is a very important statement. We've mentioned this before also. Lord says here, Yacha anyat drishtum ichasi. Whatever you wish to see. This is also a poignant reminder for us that the world is as we wish to see it. As we wish to see it. And we manifest what we want to see. What we want to see. So that's why Gurudev Paramahansa Yogananda says in the autobiography for Yogi, in the Law of Miracles, how did Jesus Christ walk on water? How did Krishna lift the Govardhan? So he says that they transformed their consciousness, they evolved their consciousness through sadhana intensely in many other lives until they realize this whole universe is just a reflection. It's a reflection. And just like a dreamer's consciousness, then do anything. So when we are aware of everything being a reflection of light, we can manipulate it as we want. As we want. Yes, I give you a simple example. A simple example would be, okay, you are a little child and you go to the shop and you are wanting to eat a pastry, say. And that pastry looks so inviting. We've all gone through this. Or when we were a little child, go back to your, little babyhood, boyhood, girlhood. You have looked at some things, very interesting, chocolates, for example, and you've wondered how wonderfully tasty it is when you've tasted it. And you would have wondered how it is made if something was especially tasty for you. But now, as an adult, your consciousness is evolved, your intellect is evolved, your hands are more dexterous, you've taken on more responsibility, you know many more things. You can create it in your kitchen. You can make that same chocolate. You can make that same, rasgulla, or you make the same pastry in the same form, maybe better. So like that, when our intellect increases into prajna, or it awakens into higher evolution, the same water is not fluid anymore. Guruji says, you can walk on it. You can do what you want with that water. You can lift that water, put it on somebody's head and remove his disease completely. You can create a person as you wish. You can make a person immortal. Paramahansa Yogananda did it, right? When he was there in America, towards the end in 1949, he was with his disciples. There was a neighbor who was a carpenter, very far from the ashram, and his wife was quite ill. So Paramahansa Yogananda was called, the neighbors, to come and worship him. Like, not worship, when a neighbor, you can't really know what this being is. We also have this, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar living next door, is like, oh, बहुत बड़ा guru है, पता नहीं क्या है, वैसे. So he used to call and he used to come once in a while, and Guruji used to say, come over very often, whenever possible. Because Kshanamati Sajjana Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. Even if for a moment you are, by happenstance, you go into the Sajjana Sangati, into a Siddha Purusha Sangati, you may get moksha, just like that. Just by being, Sayujya Moksha it's called. Unke saath rehne se, you get moksha. Freedom from karmic inclination. So, especially in many, many places like satsangas, and when you go to various Siddha Purushas and take their blessing, if you have no doubt The mind becomes a channel through which that power moves in cleansing your karma, removing your diseases instantly. So, when Arjuna, when I'm sorry, yeah, they're the same. So, Paramahansa Yogananda was there. He used to get calls, and this person kept on saying, "My wife is ill. I'm unable to come." So Guruji said, "Okay, okay." He kept tal rehte baat ko to. One fine day, many of us may not be knowing about this. So then, because it's not normally published, because we don't, like Guruji says, we don't want crowds. We want pure souls who really want Brahma, not miracles. So at the end, after four weeks of ailing, finally the lady passed away, and somebody called the ashram saying, "Tell the Guru that so and so, Mr. Martin's wife has passed away, and people have come and they're going to put the body in the casket." And suddenly, as if something had happened, Guruji suddenly stood up from his chair. He called all the four, Swami Kriyananda, and then I think the others, Bhaktananda and the two other this ones, and Durgama drove it. And they drove to the carpenter's house. The ashram was quite big, so they drove out and went from the mother center. And the car, no, this is in Encineta. So they parked the car and walked through the driveway. And there were a lot of people, 100, 200, they were all wearing black. And Gurudev walked into the room, and Mr. Martin was a little angry because he had not come before. He said, "It's no use now, she's gone." And there was a pale dead body lying on the bed, just like Jesus raised the wife, daughter of Jairus. He walks in and he brings all the three disciples around, puts chairs, and then they all sit with chairs. And Guruji sits with on a chair next. He calls Mr. Martin, "Come in," and they shut the door, and all the guests are outside. He takes his middle finger and touches it on the Agnya Chakra, Kutastha, and puts his eyes. He closes his eyes, and the body vibrates. It vibrates like an engine which is just starting when you put the key in the ignition. Zzz, that. And suddenly color came back to her cheek. And slowly, Mrs. Martin opened her eyes. She was not very old. She was in her 60s. She opened her eyes and she immediately saw Yogananda, and she came out of this one and she touched the Guru's feet. And Mr. Martin obviously would have been shocked. He was shocked. He said, "I didn't even know this about you. All along you've been living as my next door neighbor for 25 years. So Guruji didn't say a word. He just took his hat and he took his walking stick and went back to the car quietly. After he went back and sat and left, she came out, and all the people who had come for the death ceremony were stunned. So then in the car, somebody asked, "Why did you do this?" So he says, "Divine Mother Kali, Ma Kali told me to do it only now. I asked her, can I go and heal her before? She said, no, you do it now." So that is how it is. So as these great masters can manifest what they want. So we also, when we turn to Brahma and look at Brahma, we can manifest as sons of God what we want. You want moksha, it is yours. You want success, it is yours. You want intellect, it is yours. That is the meaning of Yachanyan Drishtamicchasi. Okay. Now Lord goes on. He says, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Natumam Shakyase Drishtu. No, you will not be able to see me. There's a very important takeaway, Yachanyan Drishtamicchasi. If we believe, we can. The problem with this is we can't believe. We lack faith. That is what is called faith. We doubt. Chinnadvaida, he says. Kill that doubt. Because that doubt is the ego mind. The moment you kill that doubt, Krishna says, no, then you will be able to manifest as a child of God. That is faith. Through faith, you can move mountains. But that faith has to come. That's unshakable persistence in believing and knowing that Brahma is there. Natumam shakyase drishtum. You will not be able to see me. Shakyase drishtum, like this. Anena eva swachakshusha. Like this with your own swachakshu. Chakshu is eyes. Your own eyes, human eyes. That's why. Divyam dadamite chakshuhu. I will give you divine eyes to you. Chakshuhu. Pashyami. Look. Me. My. Yogam Aishwaram. Look at my divine majestic opulence. How beautiful, right? To be in that spot. If Lord just touches us once and says, Divyam dadami te chakshu, that is enough. You can in fact cry out to the Lord and say, Lord, You gave Arjuna Divya Chakshu, give me also Divya Chakshu, and he will give it. That's the difference. It's just that we don't believe that we are as good as Arjuna. So if we believe, and it will happen. So henceforth, our prayer should be, give us a divine eyes to open our divine eye. Okay. Sanjay now says, Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay is also observing this, right? So Sanjay has seen this. So he says, Evam uktva tato rajan Mahayogeshwaro Harihi Darshayamasa Parthaya Paramam Rupamaishwaram Anekavakranayanam Anekadbhutadarshanam Anekadivyabharanam Divyanekotyatayudam Divyamalyambharadaram Divyagandhanulepanam Sarvashcharyamyam Devam Anantam Vishwatomukam Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavedyugapaduttita Yadi Bhasadrishi sa syad Bhasasthasya Mahatmana Tatraikastham Jagat Krishnam Pravibhaktamanekada Apashya Deva Devasya Sharire Pandavastada Tatasa Vismaya Vishto Rishtaro Madhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalirabhashata Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalirabhashata. Very beautiful, right? Very, very beautiful. Sanjaya sees, he can't contain himself. So Sanjaya describes the Lord first. And Vyasa is telling it to us from memory what Sanjaya described the Lord. Because he could see all this, Vyasa. So Sanjaya, who's been given divine chakshu by Vyasa Maharshi himself, he is now narrating this. And when he narrated this, he had already seen it. So he is also narrating it to Dhritarashtra. I wonder what Dhritarashtra might have been thinking. There's no sloka there. Should be given. He might be thinking, gosh, what a foolish man. I allowed my son to fight the universal, supreme, divine deity. How can he even think? That's demonic nature. Demonic nature, the ego is so, so strong. It cannot accept anything besides itself as great. That is how the Western civilization is. Everything is external. I am the most superior, I am the most greatest. How can I accept anything else as greater than me? So I am the greatest country, I am the greatest president, I am the greatest set of people. I am the most beautiful, handsome, good looking. The rest are natives. And that is the beginning of the degradation of the civilization. I am greater than a cow. I'm going to cut it. I'm greater than the chicken. I'm going to eat it and finish my hunger. It's very clearly mentioned in the scriptures, in all scriptures of Hinduism, Christianity, even Islam, that you shall not eat any hoofed animal. And in Bible it says, every animal shall be under your protection, and every seed shall be consumed by you. So we eat every animal, and we don't even protect the seeds. We don't even follow what the Bible says. Of course, in Hinduism, it's a total no, but we don't. So like that. So that's a demonic nature, right? So we come back to what Sanjaya says, that he is a pure soul. That's why he also has divine vision. He says, Sanjaya Uvacha, Evam Uktva. That's spoken. Tata Rajan, then, O Rajan. Sanjaya is telling king, who's Rajan? Dhritarashtra. Mahayogeshwara, Yoga Ishwara, the supreme lord of yoga. Who's that? Bhagwan Krishna. Harihi. Hari, Lord Krishna. Darshayam asaha. He showed like this. Parthaya, to Partha. Paramam Rupam Aishwaram. To Partha, he showed like this. He is very, very opulent, magnificent, stupendous form. Beyond description. Sanjaya tries to describe it in a few shlokas. He says, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. I can see many, many faces, Vaktras, Nayanas, eyes, endless eyes. Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. It's endlessly mesmerizing, that form. Adbhuta Darshanam. Aneka Divya Abharanam. Indescribably beautifully adorned Abharanam. Divya Aneka Udhyata Ayudam. So the beings who are being shown, the opulent beings in this cosmic form, are very, very powerful, and they have beautiful weapons, very powerful weapons. You see, all the Hindu gods, the pantheon, have weapons, same as the Greek gods, the Norse gods. So people may wonder what is this paganism, but that's true. They do. Why? Because they are as highest astral beings, the highest causal beings. They're always in war with the highest negative beings. Just like there is war on earth, there is incessant wars in the astral spheres. That's what Paramahansa Yogananda says. He says in chapter 42. Right? But there, here it is death darkened. There the devas win. Mostly they win. So they need the weapons. Divya Aneka Udyatha Ayudha. Udyatha was lifted up. Ayudam. Divya Malya Ambharadaram. Wearing beautiful garlands and garments. Dharam wearing. Divya Gandha Anulepanam. Gandha is beautiful fragrances. Sarva Ascharyamayam. This is very surprising and stunning to see something like this. So beautiful. Devam, the Lord, Anantam, He is unlimited. So Yachanyandrashtumich. You go on seeing, you'll go on seeing endlessly. Devam Anantam, Vishwatamukham. So on all sides you can see his faces. So Vishwatamukham. So Brahma in his brilliant, brilliant, splendorous forms, manifesting himself in all directions. It's indescribably beautiful and opulent. Then Lord says, Devi in the sky, Surya Sahasrasya. Suppose thousands of suns, Bhavet, they become or come out. Yugapat, together. Uttitha, if they're together, they rise. Thousands of sun rise together. Yadi Ba. The Bha means what? Radiance, shining. Let's say Bharata, the shining one, the illustrious one. Ratha is a carrier, the carrier of the shining wisdom. That is Bharata. India alone is the temple of this world, Paramahansa Yogananda says. If India dies, the world will collapse. When the temple goes down, then the wisdom is over. Mankind will not survive. And this is a law. This is a hidden spiritual law. So every planet has one country which is a spiritual country. Yadi bha sadrishi sasyat. So just like sadrisham. Sadrisha means just like that. Like of thousands of sun rising and radiant, and they come out on the Divi. Divi is the sky. Bhasas tasya mahatmanaha. Then bhasaha, like that kind of splendorous sight this is. So the Oppenheimer movie made this very famous. This shloka apparently, they said that when the first atomic bomb went off in the Mojave Desert. So something so powerful. Now you imagine one atom, when you break one atom, much energy. Billions. Imagine what Brahma is. Even we have. Paramahansa Yogananda says a pound of human flesh can light the city of Chicago for, I guess, 1 month or 2 months. I don't know. That is the amount of energy our body possesses. Imagine Brahma. So this is nothing. Divi Surya Sahasrasi. Tatra ekastam. Tatra ekastam, in one place. Jagat Kritsnam, the entire creation. Pravibhaktam. Anekada. Many types of beings. Pravibhakta is vibhakti. Broken here, there, that, this, everything. Pashyat. He saw it. Deva Devasya. In that God of gods, Sharire. In his God of gods, Sharire, body. Pandavastada. Pandava, Arjuna saw it. How exhilarating, isn't it? It's not only exhilarating. Now you're going to get scared also. Then Lord, he says, Sanjay says, Tatasa Vismaya Avishta. He's shocked. He's absolutely stunned. He cannot move. He cannot move when he sees something. So if you close your eyes, so I think the Vishwarupa was something like this. Arjuna stood there and something started appearing in front of him, because that's how it's described later in this same this one. He starts up, Lord starts expanding. The expansion is not in front of him like how you see in the TV or this one. It goes 360 degrees. So it expands around him, it expands over him, and it expands under him, the form. So literally he's standing on the form. So he is like, suppose there's a football, inside that is Arjuna, and Brahma is around, surrounding, and it keeps changing that form. And suppose Arjuna thinks something good, he sees a good form. He sees something evil, suppose he thinks ghost, he'll see only ghosts. It's eternally changing. So the form was something like that. And that's how you have to visualize, not how they show it in Mahabharata TV serial. I know there's some gap there because that's how it's been described here. Then Lord says, Tatasa Vismaya Avishta Hrishta Roma Dhananjaya. His whole body standing on goose pimples, hair standing on end, Roma. Pranamya Shirasa. Roma means hair, small hair. Somebody had a doubt. Pranamya Shirasa Devam. Bowing down completely. He just goes Shashtang. Shirasa Devam. His head goes on the floor. He just goes लेट जाता है वो सामने. मतलब कुछ कर नहीं सकता है, बोल नहीं सकता है. He's like shivering. Krita Anjali Abhashata. So putting his hands together like an Anjali, folded hands. When we open the palms a little bit and Lord, we seek something or like begging him, like that he sits up. Or, lying down only he does that. His head on the floor. And he speaks Abhashata. What does Arjuna say? Arjuna Vacha Pashyami Devanstava Devadehe Sarvanstatha Bhuta Vishesha Sangan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastham Rishishcha Sarvanurangascha Divyan. These are beautiful shlokas which are normally chanted in Jaya. You should learn it by heart. Aneka Bahudara Vakranetram Pashyami Tvam Sarvatonantarupam. I want you to close your eyes right now and just feel this. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Deeptimantam Pashyami Tvam Durnirikshan Samantat दीप्तानलार्काद्युतिमप्रमेयं त्वमक्षरं परमं वेदितव्यं त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं त्वमव्ययशाश्वतधर्मगोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहो शशिसूर्यनेत्रम् पश्यामि त्वं दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रं स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम् यावा पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा दृष्टाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं लोकत्रयं प्रवतितं महात्मन् आमेहि त्वां सुरसङ्घा विशन्ति केचिद्भीता प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति स्वस्तित्युक्त्वा महर्षिसिद्धसङ्गाः स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः रुद्रादित्यवसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनौ मरुतश्चोष्मपाश्च गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्गाः वीक्षन्ते त्वां विस्मिताश्चैव सर्वे रूपं महत्ते बहुवक्त्रनेत्रं महाबाहो बहुबाहूरुपादं बहूदरं बहुदंष्ट्राकरालं दृष्ट्वा लोका प्रवतितन्तस्तताहं नभस्पृशं दीप्तमनेकवर्णं व्यात्थाननं दीप्तविशालनेत्रं दृष्ट्वा हि त्वां प्रवतितन्तरात्मा धृतिं न विन्दामि शमं च विष्णो दंष्ट्राकरालानि च ते मुखानि द्रष्टैव कालानि लसन्निभानि दिशे न जा दिशो न जाने न लभे च शर्मा प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास अमी च त्वं धृतराष्ट्रस्य पुत्राः सर्वैः सहैवावनिपालसङ्गै भीष्मो द्रोणः सूतपुत्रस्तथासौ सहास्मादीयैरपि योधमुख्यै वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशनान्तरेषु सदृश्यन्ते चूर्णितैरुत्थमाङ्गै यथा नदीनां बहुवाम्बुवेगा समुद्रमेवाभिमुखा द्रवन्ति तथा तवामी नरलोकवीरा विशन्ति वक्त्राण्यविविज्ज्वलन्ति यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतङ्गा विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगा तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोका स्तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगा लेलिह्यसे ग्रसमाना समन्तात् लोकान् समाज्ञार्वधनैर्ज्वलब्धि तेजोभिरापूर्य जगत्समग्रं भासस्तवोग्रा प्रतपन्ति विष्णु आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपे नमोऽस्तु ते देववरः प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यं न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्. Okay, very beautiful, Lord. So Lord here says, I mean Arjuna says, and also Lord for us, Pashyami Devan Tava Deva Dehe. All the gods in your body I see. Sarvan Tata Bhuta Vishesha Sangan. As a Sangha, all the beings who are very special, I can see on your body. Brahmana, I see Brahma. Isha, a Lord Shiva, I see. Kamalasanastham. So they are sitting on lotus flowers. Rishishcha, all the rishis, Sarvan, Urangan, Chadivyan. They are very, very magnificent serpents. Chadivyan, divine serpents. Now, this is very fascinating because you see in all the civilizations, they say there are divine serpents, like the Chinese call them dragons. Indians call them as Nagas. The Western world also, the Norse mythology is also of different serpents. The serpents are supposed to be extremely powerful, Nagadevatas. They are the gods of the Patala Lokas. They live in the lower precincts. Patala Lokas are Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Atala, Atala, Matala, all those Rasatala. You have the list, right? So they also have their own types of gods, the serpents. So they also attain self-realization. That's how we have Shesha, Vasuki, and all those. Basically adorning Lord Shiva, Vasuki and Shesha being the serpent of Ananta Shesha being the serpent of Lord Vishnu. So Uragas are serpents, very strange creatures of Brahma. Aneka bahu, aneka many hands, bahu hai aapke, udara, stomachs, vaktra, faces and netra, eyes. Pashyami tvam, I can see in you, sarvata, everywhere, ananta rupam, innumerable forms. Na antam, there is no end. Na madhyam, there is no middle. Na punah tava adim. So again, I can't look for the beginning. So there's no beginning end. Again, how can I look for the beginning? So he's many things he's seeing at a time. So he's trying to describe it. Now then Arjuna says, Pashyami Vishweshwara Vishwarupa. O Ishvara, divine form of this universe, I see your eternal form. Kiritinam, hundreds of kiritas, that is crowns. Gadinam, gadhas, chakras, chatejo rashim, heaps and heaps of radiance over radiance, sarvata, everywhere, deeptimantam. It is as if lighting a billion lamps, deeptimantam, shining. Pashyami tvam durniriksham, very difficult to actually focus. Even with divya chakshu, I can't see properly. Durniriksham, can't see. Samantat in all direction. Deepta anala. So, like a blazing fire, Arka, the rays of suns, billions of rays of suns, like that, Tyutim, your splendor, your radiance is so powerful. Aprameyam, I'm unimmeasurable. I can't describe it. I can't see. Dureksham is something like I have to squint my eyes when there's a huge light, we can't see, Lord, no, like that. Then Arjuna is unable to see properly, even with Divya Chakshu. Then he says, Dvama Aksharam, that which never gets destroyed. Paramam, you're the supreme, Veditavyam. You are the one which we should all be studying about all the time. Tvama Avyaya, Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. From you alone, this entire world rests or comes to be Nidhanam, or you support. Treasure house, you can say. You are the treasure house, support on which everything is living. Tvama Avyaya, you are eternal. Shashvata Dharma Gopta, you protect the truth. Dharma Gopta. You always care for the dharmic, the faithful, the good. Sanatana Tvam, eternal you are. Purusha Matahme. This is my opinion. You are the real Purusha. That's why Meera said there are no men save Lord Krishna. When some great male saint didn't want to see her because a woman saint dancing amongst other male saints, he didn't like the idea. So he's supposed to be a Puritan, fastidious with his, idiosyncrasies. Some people have it. So then she wrote back saying, it's okay if you don't, but I don't see any men. I see only, isn't it? The only man is Lord Krishna. So he's a Purusho Matome. You're the only Purusha. The Lord says, Anadi Madhyam Anantam. Without Anadi, Adi, without middle, without the beginning, without middle, without end. Ananta, eternal, Viryam, very powerful you are. Ananta Bahum, endless